I think he outlined a really exciting and credible plan this afternoon on his first conference call as CEO of Starbucks. He talked about getting a little bit sharper on price, reducing promotions, primarily in the U.S., cleaning up the menu, improving the service levels, and then also improving and paying attention to the experience in the store. So I think those are quite fundamental items for Starbucks, and I think that it sounds like the right things that he should be doing. Of course, the devil's in the details, but for the moment, I think he's focused on the right things and he has credibility. So I'm excited about the potential that he can bring to the business.
I'm sure he does. I'm just thinking about what this means for shareholder returns and shareholder perception of the stock, which hasn't quite done too much. Also on the pricing front, whether it's India, whether it's China, do you think Starbucks needs to be more price sensitive in a high inflation environment?
Well, let's separate the discussion of the U.S. market, which is Starbucks' largest market, from some of those other markets that you just mentioned. And in particular, if we look at China, he called out that he needed to do more work and visit the market to really understand what was happening in China, to assess the competition, to assess Starbucks' positioning, and to consider a little bit more some ideas about partnering with some other firms, external partners, to perhaps take over those stores. If we switch back to just the U.S. market, the prices have increased quite a bit over the last several years. That's true of everybody in the coffee space and in drink space in general. But what he talked about was reducing prices, holding prices straight, trying to reinforce value. I think there was some acknowledgement that prices have gone up a little bit too much relative to the value the company's been providing.
What did you make of the Luckin Coffee announcement expanding into the United States? And of course, the company was delisted from NASDAQ and fined a few years ago. And isn't the U.S. market very saturated at the moment?
Well, I think it's really exciting to see what they're going to do when they come into the U.S. You're absolutely right that the market is quite saturated. It's also quite stratified. So the question is, where is Luckin going to position itself? Are they going to try to go after the premium end of the market, compete with Starbucks and some of the what we call third wave coffee shops? Or are they going to be more in the value end of the spectrum, competing with the Dunkin' Donuts or similar price chains? They haven't really said yet, but I would guess that they're going to come in at the lower end or the value end of the spectrum. It is going to be challenging to enter the market as a new brand, but I do think the American consumer is interested in trying new things, and so they'll have a shot.